Hello everyone, back to tuning in to today's bird video. Going to have a look at the weather for the next 10 to 14 days for today's bird video. Day 10 will take us to the 6th of October. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the extended GFS and ECM ensembles. They run around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at the CFS V2 at the end of the video for the next 4 weeks. And I'll get on that for you in a moment. Just to say that first, the video release today was 6 AM UK weather forecast. And we've also released the EC30 data for the UK, rest of Europe as well, like the extended European outlook. Now, there was a little bit of a mistake with that one. So I actually scheduled that for release at 6 AM at the same time as the 6 AM forecast, actually. They are both released together. Normally, that one gets released about 10:30 in the morning, you know. So it's a little bit of a mistake. I was quite surprised when I got up this morning and saw that both of the videos have been released. Like, you know, when I got to share the 6 AM forecast, but I thought I might as well leave it because people had seen it. So I left it, you know. But that should really be released at 10:30. So if anyone is around early this morning, you saw both of those videos pop up, and I bet that's a little bit of a surprise. I bet you thought, oh, Gaz messed up again. But never mind. Anyway, we're going to bring you 10 to 14 day now. So please like, share, subscribe on all of today's videos and content. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. We need to put on around 67, 68, maybe 69 subscribers to get to 17K. So if you could give us a sub and tell your friends and family to subscribe, it'd be amazing. Thank you so much for doing that. I've got to say thank you so much to my good friend Stephen Smith, for giving a donation to GavsWeatherVids through PayPal. So thank you so much, Stephen, for your incredibly kind donation and the lovely comment that you sent me, you know, via email. So thank you so much, Stephen, and I'm so pleased that you're enjoying the content, my friend. If you'd like to give a donation to GavsWeatherVids, what you need to do, come to the GavsWeatherVids PayPal page, sign into your PayPal account, you donate whatever you like, you get a shout out in videos as long as you want one. Thank you so much to Stephen Smith for the donation. Unbelievable, incredible. Thank you so much, my friend. Right, okay, so you start off looking at Storm Agnes. That's the first thing you're going to focus on, I think. So we've got multiple weather warnings here across much of the country for tomorrow. Yellow rain warnings show wind warnings. The rain warnings are new, being put in today, I think. And they're valid from 3 in the afternoon tomorrow until 1 minute to midnight tomorrow night, particularly for the far northwest of England and southwest of Scotland. And then, of course, we have the widespread wind warning that covers many central, northern and western parts of the country, valid from midday tomorrow until 7 AM. Thursday, Storm Agnes to bring a spell of disruptive winds through Wednesday afternoon and into early Thursday. But saying injuries and dangers to life from flying debris are possible. So I do wonder whether this could go amber tomorrow. It will be interesting to see whether they upgrade the warning from yellow to amber tomorrow. We shall see. Yes, Storm Agnes set to bring a spell of strong and disruptive winds. So just have a quick look at a couple of high-res wells at the weather outlook. So already pretty breezy, already pretty blowy in the west, but we will find most winds increasing tomorrow in particular. This high-res arpeggio model, by the way. So we've got the wind gusts going in excess of 80 miles an hour there, just to the south of Ivan through Wednesday morning. Strong winds begin to move into the Irish Sea. And then the strongest winds pushing northwards up the Irish Sea with widespread gusts in excess of 70 miles an hour up the Irish Sea, through those Irish Sea coasts, with both strong winds being transferring further eastwards across parts of northern England and also southern Scotland. 50 to 60 mile an hour gusts quite widely through that central swathe of the country through North Wales, Northern England, Northern Ireland and Southern Scotland. Strongest winds moving out into the North Sea. Got to watch out for those North Sea coasts as well as the low pressure that is Storm Agnes moves off. That could bring some quite disruptive winds down the east coast, so that could test some of the flood defences there. Things will calm down through Thursday, particularly for England and Wales. Remains quite windy though. out to the north and west. There's a push of quite strong winds on the south coast, actually, on Thursday night into Friday. Right, that's the pairs. This is how the DWD model is looking, icon. Again, we see that through Wednesday morning, the strongest of winds arriving to the south of Ireland. So by midday, winds are gusting in excess of 80 miles an hour here to the south of Ireland. And then those very, very strong winds transferring up the western side again. We see 70 mile an hour gusts there through the Irish Sea, just affecting the far north and western coast of Wales and southwestern England. Not quite as strong as it is in the sea, of course, but nevertheless, gusts like 50 to 60 miles an hour will be very significant and could cause disruption. And those strongest of winds sort of moving through Wales into northern England overnight Wednesday into Thursday, and then out into the North Sea again as we get through into Thursday itself. And then we've got UKV, so that was icon, we've got UKV here as well. So once more, we find those very, very strong winds pushing up the Irish Sea. So these missing hourly steps, of course. So actually, we see gusts in excess of 90 miles an hour there, just off the southern coast. But we do have people watching from Ireland. So hello to all of you watching from the Republic. Hope you're doing okay. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, just off the Atlantic coast there, the southern southwestern coast of Ireland, we do see the gusts going in excess of 90 miles an hour through Wednesday morning. Other models don't go quite that intense with the wind gusts, but, you know, most of them are going up to 80 miles an hour anyway to the south of Ireland. And then those very strong winds pushing up the Irish Sea, so again, 70 to 80 mile an hour gusts through the Irish Sea. Isle of Man could get a real battering from this, as could the western coast of Wales and northwestern England as well, with gusts in excess of 60 miles an hour through there. But if you're planning a crossing tomorrow, it's going to be pretty rough. And I would imagine, actually, you know, the Irish Sea ferry will probably be grounded with this. I don't know whether they carry on with those sort of wind gusts, but I would imagine they'll stop the ferry sailing across the Irish Sea tomorrow. About 6 in the evening, again, widespread wind gusts between 70 and 80 miles an hour, maybe a little bit further northwards up the Irish Sea. And then the strongest of the winds transferring through northern England and southern Scotland before moving out into the North Sea. Things turn a little bit calmer then, late Wednesday into Thursday, but still pretty blustery out to the north and the west. If you're at all concerned about Storm Agnes, then please check out the severe weather warnings at the UK Met. We do not issue weather warnings at GavsWeatherVids. We are not qualified to do that, and no forecaster is actually qualified or insured to issue weather warnings other than the National Forecaster, the UK Met Office. So if you're at all worried, you know, if you need advice about your safety and whatnot, then UK Met will always be the place to go. And check out those warnings, you know, from the UK Met, and take care tomorrow. Okay, let's have a look at Tropical Atlantic then. So we've got two interest areas. We've got Tropical Storm Precip, and we've also got a red X just here. The red X has a 70% chance of cyclone formation in the next 2 days and a 90% chance of cyclone formation in the next 7 days. And we've also got Tropical Storm Philip as well, giving maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour with a minimum central pressure of 1,001 millibars. So it looks like Philip's going to carry on as a tropical storm into the weekend, but then we'll sort of start to fade out and go post-tropical by the time we get into the weekend itself, somewhere to the north of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. So it looks like that one's fading out, actually, as we get into the weekend. And then all eyes will be on the red X just here. What will that one do? Be interesting to see. Central temperature, we'll keep you updated. Of course, central temperature is at 17.4. 3.8 degrees above the 61 night average. That's visual to yesterday, to the 25th of September. That's holding its ground, isn't it? Will that hold up at 17.0 or more? That's what we've got to get to have a new September CT record, 17.0. If it holds there or above, that, 17.1, 17.2, then that could, or that will be, a new September CT record. Remember, in June we had 17.0, in July had 16.1, and August had 16.4. So, I mean, this is definitely going to be a warmer September than the July and August before it, which is quite unusual for that to happen. If it was to come out 17.0, it would equal June CT. If it was to come out 17.1, then it would actually be the warmest month of the year. And I don't think that's ever happened before. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong on that in the comments, but I don't think that's ever happened before. So very, very, very strange and extreme warmth in this September. We've only got a few days left now to find out what's going to happen in terms of that CT. Right, these were CFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles that could reach Buxton today. The red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Buxton, starting off around average with those upper air temperatures at the moment, maybe going a little bit below towards the end of the week, so you might struggle to hold the CT at 17 or in the 17s. A little bit of tick up there next weekend, becoming quite warm briefly through next weekend, and then cooler. That's going a little bit zonal, actually. So cooler through here, warmer through here, maybe a bit cooler through here. But there's a lot of scatter within that as well. So we've got the warm ensemble members up here. We have got some quite cool or even quite cold ensemble members down here as well. So once we get through to the first week of October, then it's all up for grabs by the look of it. Precipitation-wise, it's going to be more wet weather to come through the rest of September. Possibly a bit of a drying trend through the first week of October. The second week of October might take us back to wetter conditions again. But that is a very long way off and therefore is unreliable within the unreliable time frame of the GFS and its ensembles. Having a quick look at sea level pressure. So pressure is relatively low for the rest of September. Only got a few days, a month to go, of course. Then after that, a bit of a rise in pressure taking place, though, around the turn of the month. And then keeping relatively high pressure as we go through the first week of October. But again, there is a lot of scatter within that. So we've got higher pressure on some members up here. We've got lower pressure on some members down there. But we might be seeing a trend towards high pressure through the first week of October. Temperature anomalies from the 26th of September, 4th of October, coming out above average, another warmer than average 7 days to come. And precipitation anomalies from the 26th of September, 4th of October, wetter than average to the north and the west, and drier than average to the south and to the southeast. The latest Windflow Map from earthnowschool.net shows that we've got various areas of low pressure in the North Atlantic, but this is the one we're focusing on as Storm Agnes, so dragging this around a little bit. It's actually the spawn of Ophelia bit. It does have some elements of Hurricane Ophelia, or was it Tropical Storm Ophelia, with it. But anyway, Agnes is sitting just there and will deepen like mad over the next 24 hours, sweeping into the west and to the southwest, something like that, as we go into tomorrow. Okay, let's start going from chart data then. This is how the latest UK Met Euro run is looking for midnight on Friday. Trough of low pressure pushing through the country. That brings showery bursts with it through Thursday to Friday. But high pressure then starting to ridge in briefly. But Saturday should give us a drier day. But the next low comes back in to the north and the west, Saturday to Sunday. And into the early part of next week, just looking rather troughy actually. So bit of a cold with either under high pressure or low pressure, but I think there's a bit of a trough pushing through here. So suggesting showery conditions anyway up in the north. Icon, again, with that trough moving through the country Thursday to Friday, will bring further showery bursts with it. Then high pressure ridges up from the south. Those go from Friday into Saturday. Should be mostly dry with that briefly before the next low comes in late Saturday, bringing more wet and windy weather into the far north and northwest. Sunday to Monday, high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north. So that's mostly showery up north. And then through to the early part of next week, again, maybe just a bit of a trend towards higher pressure starting to ridge up from the southwest. Now, the GFS midnight run, again, with that trough pushing from country Thursday to Friday, bringing showery conditions with it. Then high pressure building in briefly as we move into the weekend. Not for long, though. The next low rolls in over the top, flattens that off. As we go into next week, you find high pressure perhaps ridging more strongly. There is disturbance 1, by the way, I believe. I think that's disturbance 1. So that was like some sort of tropical storm and or hurricane, again moving into the North Atlantic through next week. But for us, actually, we're looking at high pressure ridging in. It is a cooler ridge, though, that with winds starting to turn into more of a northwesterly or northerly direction. So next week goes anticyclonic, but not warm with this area of the high pressure. Look at the upper air temperatures. We've actually got the 0 Celsius isotherm through many central, northern, and eastern parts of the country. That's proper autumnal air and will probably deliver some pretty chilly nights, actually. We've also got the -5 Celsius isotherm sitting to the north of Scotland as well. We sit under that area of high pressure just beyond day 10, and then it slips southward, starting to allow some milder air and something a little bit more showery to move in over the top, but still anticyclonic right the way up to the end of the GFS midnight run, actually. Again, you know, it's going to pull wind up from more of a southerly, southeasterly direction, so by the end of the GFS midnight run, the temperature is beginning to lift up, but if you have a look at the dew points, I suspect they are probably still a little bit on the cool side. Oh, well, actually, the dew points aren't working, so I shouldn't have gone off on that particular tangent, should I? Okay, there's the dew points. So actually, you can see the air is quite chilly over on the continent anyway. So although, yes, we are pulling in, by the end of GFS midnight run, a continental flow from the southeast, it's not necessarily overly warm. Remember, as we progress on further and further through the autumn, then high pressure will start to deliver cooler and eventually potentially even colder weather with overnight frost and fog and all of that sort of stuff. Right, GFS 6 then, once again, we're looking at a trough moving through the country on Friday, bringing showering discs with it, then high pressure ridges up from the southwest into the weekend, turns being drier in the south, but still rather showering out to the northwest. Early part of next week, again, looking rather showery, particularly for the north. Higher pressure is down in the south, keeping things mostly dry. Second half of next week, again, same idea, cooler air starting to move in from the north with this area of low pressure moving down the east side of the country. And then high pressure starts pushing back in. But again, the upper air temperature looking quite cool there around day 10. Beyond that, turning unsettled out to the north and the west, still keeping the ridge going to the south and east, though eventually we finish up looking quite unsettled there with the GFS 6 head run by the 12th of October with flat and westerly. Just to say that if you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. Why not drop a comment, let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. And don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much everybody for doing that. And if you want to support the channel, then please check out our spring store. We've got pillows, we've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, we've got hats, we've got stickers, we've got socks, we've got the magic water bottle, we've got glass, you name it, we've got it in various designs and with various logos and whatnot. And if you quote CMD0721, you get 15% off your order. You can find the link to our spring store in the description with the video. Other ways to support GavsWeatherVids, you can give us super thanks on missing all of our videos. You will find the thanks button underneath the videos here, either along this bar or sometimes behind the three little dots there hidden away. You can also become a channel member for GavsWeatherVids for £4.99 a month. You get exclusive perks and content for becoming a channel member, including a channel member live stream and an exclusive early access to some videos. Thank you so much. You also get badges and whatnot as well. And of course, as I explained at the start of the video, when I shouted out Stephen, you can become a PayPal donator for GavsWeatherVids too. You give us a donation through our PayPal page. Again, the link is in the description, and you will get a shout out in video if you want one by doing that. So thank you so much, everybody, for all of the support. This is all helping to pay for me to have the channel, you know, to sit here and do this content for all of you. So thank you so much, everybody, for all of the support over all of these years. And yeah, you know, it's really special what we have achieved through GavsWeatherVids. Thank you so much. Right, okay, let's have a look at GM. And again, on Thursday to Friday, trough of low pressure, moving through the country, bringing showery bursts with it over the weekend. High pressure tries to ridge up from the southwest, doesn't really come off, gets flattened off by this low. That will bring wet weather into the north and west. Early next week, higher pressure is ridging into the south, mostly dry with that. Cooler though further north and more unsettled there. And as we head into the second half of next week, low pressure just keeps coming, really. So the GM never really settling down, unlike, say, the GFS output today. And then the ECM WF looks like that. So again, on Friday, a trough is moving through the country, bringing showery bursts with it over the weekend, or at the end of the weekend to the weekend, higher pressure trying to ridge up from the south, bringing drier conditions as well. However, that gets pushed aside by this low to the south of Iceland through the weekend into the beginning of next week. That brings showery weather with it. And then on into the middle to second half of next week, turning cooler again. High pressure takes over around days 8, 9, 10. But that is, again, a cooler area of high pressure. You have a look at the upper air temperatures, but it's certainly not warm. And you'll notice the first push of cold air is moving into Scandinavia as well. That's something that I didn't mention with the GFS output, but GFS and the ECM putting some cold air down into Scandinavia. That would bring the first snowfalls probably quite a long way south into Sweden and Norway, possibly even into parts of Finland as well. So yes, you know, we're progressing on here. It doesn't feel like it because it's been such a very hot September, but we might be in for quite a contrast here between September and October, and it does look as though, you know, there is some evidence if this high pressure does get going that it's a cool ridge, but we might start to get some particularly quite cold nights going here. So the hints are there, but autumn, probably in terms of the temperature, is about to start descending as we go into October after this really warm summer like September. This is a precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from TheMetShow.com. Mesh storm Agnes, of course, bringing all of the wind and rain into the north and the west through the course of tomorrow. Things calm down overnight from Wednesday to Thursday, but Thursday brings another trough across the country. Thursday to Friday with further showery bursts likely into the weekend, turning drier for a while, and then we're back to wet weather, especially central, northern and western areas later on in the weekend into next week. Further showery rain pushing through at times before high pressure eventually start trying to move up from the south, but never completely settling down until right at the very end to mainly see the trend is much more towards drier weather there around day 9 and 10. Now, this is the option on the table within the ECM ensembles today. 4 day 10 gets us to the 6th of October from the Icelandic Met Office. 51 out of 51 members of the ECM ensembles, all of them building up some high pressure over the country. Remember, we are bringing some quite cool air into that area of high pressure from more of a northerly type direction though. So it's not a warm ridge, definitely not a warm ridge. Could actually be quite a chilly ridge. In 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets us to the 11th of October. 21 members of the ECM ensembles takes a high pressure Scandinavia, so develops a Scandinavian high, mostly dry, but probably quite cool. 19 with high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north. That started to turn a bit more unsettled, especially in northern regions. And they've got 11 with high pressure sitting somewhere towards Scotland. Again, it can be mostly dry, but not warm. That will be bringing in the wind from an east or northeasterly direction. East northeast winds are not going to be overly warm in October and could actually be quite cold by the end of the month. CFS Weekly final, EB's a 500 millibar high is breaking down to week periods. The first week period will take us from the 26th of September to 2nd of October. So this next week looks warm but quite unsettled. Winds coming up from the southwest with low pressure to the northwest, high pressure to the south into week 2, which is the 3rd to the 9th of October. A ridge to our southwest, but low pressure to the north. Everything looking rather flat and westerly there. Week 3 builds up high pressure. This is the 10th to the 16th of October. A big ridge developing through northern and western parts of Europe. We're probably bringing quite a cool wind, though, from the northeast with that area of high pressure, I would have thought. And then week 4 back to rather more unsettled conditions. It's the 17th of October. Who's got a birthday on the 17th? Who could it be? Who could it be? Who could it be? 17th October to the 23rd with low pressure to our north and northeast. High pressure is in the Atlantic, and that sends the wind flow and jet stream on the northwest southeast of line, but that's a little bit more unsettled, but probably again rather on the cool side. Have a look at the temperature anomalies. So for week 1, 26th of September, 2nd of October, the temperature anomaly is warmer than average. Look how warm it is across most parts of Europe as well, by the way, in the next week. So the warmth from September goes on. But big change for week 2. It's the 3rd to the 9th of October, and a significant cool down is going on there. Into week 3, it is slightly above average with the temperature, 10th to 16th of October, near normal really. And week 4 looks a little bit on the cooler side as well. It's the 17th, 23rd of October, and that one only coming out about average. So definite hints here of a cool down as we're going into October after this very warm summer-like September. We shall see, and we'll see how it all works out. Right, if you enjoyed the video, please can you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. Why not drop a comment? Let us know what you think about this and all of our videos. Don't forget to tell friends about GavsWeatherVids. We thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. I'll just tell you what's happening tomorrow. We're going to 6 AM UK weather forecast. We'll have the extended USA forecast, and we'll be live streaming our 10 to 14 there at 6 PM. So I shall see you live tomorrow for all of tomorrow's content. But for today's videos and for this video, that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Look after yourself with Storm Agnes tomorrow, by the way, those of you in the West. And we'll see you again with more very soon. Bye for now.